Welcome to Live with Lisa, where we explore business insights and philanthropy with an emphasis on the Asian American community. I'm your host, Lisa Song Sutton. In this episode, I sit down with Jamie Stevenson, former Ms. Asian Las Vegas and owner of the wildly popular pressed juice chain, The Juice Standard. Check out behind the scenes and get more tips about business and community by following us on social media at Live with Lisa TV. My guest Jamie shares her best advice in running multiple business locations and how to manage dozens of employees. Check it out. Hi, Jamie.
Hey there.
So how did you get started in the beverage retail industry?
Well, I really don't call it the beverage retail industry. I call it the industry of saving lives. Juice is medicinal. It's so powerful. It's raw in the way that we make it, and everything is organic. So when it hits your system, there's nothing to digest, everything to absorb, and people do really well on drinking juice. It really does save your quality of life.
Wow. So what inspired you to get into the juice making industry?
Well, it was years ago, back in 2004. I went back to live with my mother, and she was taking care of Walter, her husband. He had been recently diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer.
Wow.
And the rule was I was only allowed to eat her food if I chose to live with her for free. So she was going to kick me out or charge me rent. I was only allowed to eat her food, and that included juicing. So my terrible back knee and all over my chin acne, lethargy during the day. I was trying to go back to school at UNLV, and it was just, a life that I was really not happy with. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, and what happened was my own skin started to clear up, my energy levels went through the roof, and I was only 23.
Wow.
And meanwhile, 5 years later, we were all sitting with Walter on his birthday after he'd been given 7 months to live. And it really hit me that food matters and your diet matters, and it changed my life. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to offer it to everybody else too.
Yes. So how long have you been in business here?
We started the concept in the fall of 2012. We took a whole year to build the brand and make the recipes. Marcella and myself. Marcella is my best friend, and she's the COO and co-founder. And we developed the recipes, we taste tested on all of our friends, and we opened in March of 2014.
How exciting.
Yeah, it was really exciting. We didn't know what we were doing. That made it even more exciting.
So what challenges have you faced being a female business owner?
You know what? I can't answer that question because I feel challenged in the most beautiful way, but I can't say that I have any negative challenges. If anything, I feel like the world has really embraced us as female business owners, and we feel really empowered. And I mean, if this is a man's world, I feel really happy to be a woman in a man's world. Like, whatever is going on, I'm very happy about it. Yeah, we do really well. And I think part of it is that our mission is to heal people, to help them find an alternative. So it's so pure, it's so genuine. The people that we employ are with us on that same page, so it makes everything so meaningful and purposeful. And everybody enjoys what they do, so maybe it resonates with people, and I guess it makes it really fun and not really challenging.
And so you have now 3 locations here in Las Vegas. That's so exciting. And that's how many employees?
A little too many, probably. We hover around 32 employees.
Wow. So what is your best tip in managing your employees, especially with multiple locations?
Well, we have a new operations manager. His name is Mike Gasca, and he really said it so eloquently, something that we'd been doing for a long time, and he embodies this philosophy himself as well. He said, what we want to do is treat people and train people so well that they have confidence and competence, and that they can now have the skills to go anywhere, but they choose to stay here. And so if you're going to be a manager, you're also going to be a great leader if you're going to do it right. And when people have great leaders, great managers, they feel good working where they work. Sometimes money is not the issue, it's the quality of their work life. This is part of their life experience, and when we can make it great, we can grow you, make you feel empowered, make you learn, encourage you to become more resilient, then everybody wins. So treat people well, grow, and take care of each other.
And what is your best time management tip?
Time management. Yeah. I don't know. Do the things that are important. Focus on the things that are important. That's probably my biggest tip.
So you guys have such an amazing reputation here in Las Vegas. Obviously, you're called the Juice Standard. How have you been able to build that into your brand and your company mission?
Well, thank you for asking that. So when I first started juicing on my own after I moved out of my mom's house, I would juice every single day. And organic produce was really important to me. I wanted to, if we're gonna have this much produce in a glass, I wanted to make sure I was consuming as little or no pesticide as possible. So organic was the way. And I would go to the grocery store and I'd get my fresh juice every single day. And then I found out it wasn't all organic, which made me kind of upset. And organic produce is obviously really, really expensive, but it's of the best quality. It's grown in the best soil available, and it's most nutrient dense, and it's got the least amount of herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, insecticides, neonicotinoids, and all of that horrible stuff. So here we are, we're opening our business, and there are things that we simply will not compromise on. We will not discount our product, first of all. We're not the low price leader in juice, and we're okay with that. We are the Neiman Marcus of juice. We believe in high quality customer service. We believe in a very high quality product and aftercare. If you have any questions or if you want to learn about why I should choose fresh juice, we will teach you. It's our passion. And furthermore, every single thing we serve in our juice bars are organic, if we can get it organic, with the exception of raw and very local honey, salt, and I don't know, I think that's it. Those two things, and then everything else is organic. We simply won't compromise on it. Yeah, it's the best for the best.
So what is the one thing that all young entrepreneurs should be doing right now?
They should be reading lots of books and asking lots of questions and working on themselves. Like, how can I be better? How can I be more effective at building relationships with other people? Because at the end of the day, I think it's the first law of thermodynamics, right? Energy can be neither created nor destroyed. And we're only on this earth for a blip, and there's all this energy inside of us. And one day, that energy goes someplace else. But I believe that you can take that energy with you from others. I think that we attract it. And so if this life is meant to be quality and meaningful, then take those energy sources from your friends and your family and the people that you work with, and make it your mission to get as much energy from others as possible, and give them energy as well, and then everybody.
And you are a former Miss Asian Las Vegas title holder.
I am, yes.
Yes.
Actually, I'm giving up my crown this June, or excuse me, next month in July 9th. And yeah, it was something I never thought I could do it, or I never thought I would do it. I was completely out of my comfort zone when I was challenged to do it. And the women that I was working with in the pageant of all different levels, incredibly talented and incredibly bright and kind and thoughtful about their communities and their culture. And it made me want to be better. It made me want to be more in touch with my Asian ancestry. That was really, really positive.
So what advice would you have to someone who may be thinking about going into pageantry?
Do it. Absolutely. If it makes you feel really uncomfortable, if you totally reject it, then you should really do it even more. I mean, that was my personal case. Everything from learning how to interact with others, social skills, manners, to doing your own hair and makeup, which is something I think every woman who cares about that kind of stuff, it's beneficial because you end up learning so many tips and tricks, and it boosts your confidence and your self-esteem. So I loved it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
It was such a pleasure, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie, for your great insights and business tips. Stay tuned for our next segment.
When was the last time you truly competed? When was the last time you fought valiantly for what was rightfully yours? When was the last time you rewrote history? In the United States and around the world, we are Ultra Brand, and we build the world's most innovative and aggressive brands.
Welcome to Synergy Sotheby's International Realty. Our purpose is to artfully unite extraordinary properties with extraordinary lives. We are committed to helping our clients purchase or sell with unparalleled service from start to finish. With nearly 700 offices worldwide, including 2 in Las Vegas and Henderson, we provide access to luxury homes, investment properties, and more. Synergy Sotheby's International Realty.
To learn more business tips and see behind-the-scenes photos, find our social media at Live with Lisa TV. Stay tuned for what we have coming up next.
Hi, and welcome to another segment of Cut to the Chase. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 3 easy steps to listing your home. 1, find your agent. Do your research on him or her. If there's a team, sit with them. I mean, think about it. When you acquired the property, it was probably one of the most important purchases in your lifetime. Most real estate purchases are. So, that said, you want to work with someone who is proficient and knowledgeable in the services that you require. Ask an agent, what do they specialize in? Is it condos, resales, new homes? When was their last transaction? Are they a buyer's or seller's agent? Hey, once you've taken the necessary steps to uncover what type of agent they are, it's much easier to trust them to guide you in a successful real estate transaction. Number 2, preparing your property to sell. Chances are, your home is designed just like you like it, which is fine. But when you're trying to sell your home and you're working with an agent, keep in mind that he or she is going to do individual showings and/or open houses where a buyer will have an opinion on your property. So, to cast a wider net, why don't you get rid of that red accent wall and paint it back to its original color? Let's stick with neutral tones when staging the property. Family portraits and paintings? Keep them up at your own discretion. If you need any extra tips or ideas, go to a new home community or pick up a new home magazine. Last but not least, do your own due diligence. That means asking questions. Set an ideal timeline for when you want your property sold. Look, your agent is always going to try to get you top dollar for your property, but you should keep a bottom line number in your head and feel free to share it with your realtor if you feel comfortable. Okay, and that's a wrap for this week's Cut to the Chase moment. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach me on my social media at Devin Chase on Facebook and Instagram.
The episode with Derek Sivert, he shared with me this observation. He's like, parents are most unhappy when they try to fit kids into their schedule, into their routine. He goes, it's when we're flexible and we allow it to be fluid that the families are most happy.
I just made a point of arranging my life in such a way that when I'm with him, everything stops. And therefore we let his clock lead.
His example was, if his kid wants to skip stones for 3 or 4 hours, we're going to skip stones for 3 or 4 hours. We're just going to do that until they don't want to do that anymore, and we'll do something else. Is that always possible? No. Do we have to live on a routine sometimes? Sure. Do kids need to understand scheduling? Fine, right? But our best days are when we just go with the flow. We say, hey, we're going to have plans for the beach, or we're going to have plans to hike, or whatever it is. But then if the kids are just having fun drawing pictures, right? Or collecting sticks in the sand, then that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that all day. And so, Derek, you're right, buddy. And we're going to continue to try to incorporate that into our lives, at least when it's, there's an opportunity for leisure.
Yeah, I just decided to let go of this whole idea of clocks and appointments and all that. And my time with him is just like meditation, and he leads. Everything stops, and I'm just fully present.
questions, contact us at mohicamedia.com.
Welcome to Sin City Cupcakes, Las Vegas's #1 alcohol-infused cupcake company. With over 40 decadent flavors, all of our product is baked fresh and made to order. We offer free delivery by the dozen across the Las Vegas Valley. We specialize in making your event or occasion fabulous. Call us at 702-776-0955 or place your order online today at sincitycupcakes.com.
Welcome to brandbridge.org. We connect quality brands with passionate influencers. Brands who want to grow need to be talked about. And it isn't enough to just have a company social media account. BrandBridge is a community with a vast network of influencers that can help your brand connect with millions of new customers in a meaningful way. You need trusted, curated influencers on your side that you can grow a true partnership with over time. We deliver substantial increases in engagement and awareness, along with rich analytics to track your social growth. Visit our website at brandbridge.org and download our app today.
Our question this week comes to us from Rachel S. from Twitter. She asks, "Hi Lisa, I just read The 4-Hour Workweek. Are there tips you have for outsourcing?" Absolutely, Rachel. Thanks for the question. The 4-Hour Workweek is a great book. It definitely talks about how you're able to maximize your time and actually work less but accomplish more. And one of the tools that they recommend using is outsourcing. The way that I outsource is by utilizing a virtual assistant or a VA. There are various websites that will offer VA services. I personally use one called youassist.me, and they provide me with a VA that is tailored to my needs, my industry, my niche. And so I just provide them with the information and the type of sources that I want, and they're able to find the right VA that matches what I need. And we're able to work out any sort of hours or the type of work that you need, depending on the scale that you can utilize it for. So that's my tip for outsourcing. Definitely keep reading. The 4-Hour Workweek is a great book, and there are other books out there that are also great for business development. Have a great week.
So one of my biggest pet peeves with entrepreneurs is that, or new entrepreneurs, is that everything's someone else's fault. If I ever hear someone say why their startup didn't work or why their company failed, it's always an employee's fault. It's always someone else. It's Karen from shipping, it's Mark in sales, it's something that happened with someone internally, but that's part of the job. You have to manage your people. You can't do not give someone enough authority that they can ruin your business. If one person can screw up your business because of a failure, then you didn't set up the business right. So I think the biggest shock for new entrepreneurs is that you can't rely on anyone. You can only rely on yourself. So when you start small and you're building up this company and you start to get a feel for it, you start to slowly get introduced to it, but it's not an easy job. It really isn't. There's no training for it. You're literally responsible for every aspect of the company, all the way from financials to paying the bills to the inventory, the stock, the marketing, the sales. If something doesn't happen, the market doesn't care. You're just gonna fail. The company's gonna go up and it's no one's fault but yours. I sometimes think, like, how can someone make a mistake like that? How can an employee overlook that? At the end of the day, it's my responsibility to look over every aspect of my business, and I'm responsible for it. Think of it from an investor standpoint. Can you go back and tell the investor, oh, well, yeah, so-and-so from shipping didn't get the order out, so we lost our biggest account. It's not my fault. That investor gave you the money. They didn't give it to Karen. They didn't give it to Mark. They gave it to you. So I think one of the hardest parts for new entrepreneurs is just realizing that the buck stops here. Stuff doesn't roll downhill, it goes uphill. It's stressful. I think it's stressful in your life. I think it's stressful for people in your life. You're never at ease, you're always working. You can take little breaks, but at the end of the day, you have to be on call 24 hours a day, because if something screws up and happens, you're the one that's gonna pay the price, nobody else. I can't go back, I can't make up excuses, I can't try to fake the numbers. The numbers don't lie, the market doesn't lie. I'm responsible for every aspect of my business and nobody else is. And if they are, they better have a limited role, and I must not give them that power. You cannot give someone the power to ruin your business because they made a little mistake, because that's your mistake as an entrepreneur, not theirs.
Have you been wanting to write a book or start a business for a while, but just haven't found the time? Or maybe you're in a job, or maybe you have real constraints on your time, and you've been using that as something of an excuse to just put it off another couple of days before you start really going after what you truly want. Well, I'm going to share with you a simple technique that I call 1, 2, 3, 4 that will help unlock the opportunity for you to make real action towards accomplishing your goals, creating your book, starting your new business, and it's really not that hard. Hi, my name's Jesse Krieger, and I'm the author of Lifestyle Entrepreneur. I'm also the founder and now publisher for Lifestyle Entrepreneurs Press, where we help authors become entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs become best-selling authors. And what I want to share with you today about this 1, 2, 3, 4, it's really simple, and it looks like this. If you spend 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times per week, focused 100% on moving forward on your book, your business, or your brand, that's actually the recipe for success. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even people that work full-time jobs in demanding environments like finance, banking, what have you, you can still carve out 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times a week to have sacred time when you're focused exclusively on your own ambitions, your own entrepreneurial drives, your own call to writing a book. And what does that actually look like in that time? Well, first, you need to schedule it out. You've got to put in your calendar an hour block here or a 2-hour block there, or 4 30-minute blocks here and there. But really, 1 to 2 hours in a day, 3 to 4 times a week, crosses this critical threshold where you actually start to make momentum and lock in gains. What happens too often is people try to be like a weekend warrior, right? And work 10 hours on a Saturday and 5 hours on a Sunday on their passion project. The next thing you know, they're burned out. They're back at work and maybe they're behind. One thing leads to another. They don't take any other action for another week. And then it's almost like you've got to spend so much energy just to get back to the same place you were. The way you circumvent that is taking discrete amounts of time and doing that consistently. And that's why I recommend 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times a week. And first, if you just block that into your schedule and do it for 2 weeks, it actually doesn't matter so much what you're doing within that time, as long as you've carved out some time that's you time. And what should happen is you should start to look forward to it. You should start to get excited about the fact that you've got another block of time allocated where you can make progress towards your goals and dreams. Now, when you get into that space, after the first few times, you start to have a momentum where when you finish one block of time, one to 2 hour block, you want to end it at a point where you know what's going to happen next, and that way you can jump right back in and pick up where you left off and keep the ball rolling. It's like in a separate video, the 5 key distinctions to bold leadership, I really dive into with this concept of having a push equilibrium or building momentum. You should check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And that's what happens when you take consistent action and block out the time, because what gets scheduled gets done, and what doesn't might, and honestly probably won't. And so I encourage you now to pull out your calendar and identify 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times a week that you can block off. It's your time to focus on your goals and ambitions as an author, an entrepreneur, business leader, a brand builder. And when you sit down in that space, when you sit down in that time, just give thanks for the opportunity that you've given yourself to work on your own goals and dreams, and then dive into whatever feels like the most pertinent starting point. Just try to take enough action when you have something created that you can reflect on later. So if you write a chapter to a book, or you sketch a logo for a brand, or you reach out to 5 people about an opportunity, these are all ways where you've accomplished something that's discrete and finite that you can do in a 1 to 2 hour time, but also that springboards into the next block. Now you can look back and reflect on the logo you created. You can reread the chapter you wrote and then dive into writing the next one. You can review and respond to the people that you reached out to who got back to you. Then you can jump right back into the flow. So 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times a week, that's the magic recipe to start building momentum and making tangible progress towards finishing your book, launching your business, or building your business and brand. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this serves you, and I'll see you in a future video. Thanks, and to your success.
Thank you to all my guests who joined me this week. If you have questions relating to business or entrepreneurship, submit them via social media at Live with Lisa TV or through our website at livewithlisa.tv, and I'll answer them right here on the show. I will leave you with a quote from Sachin and Binny Bansal, founders of Flipkart. The core of any business is to earn money. You have not done your job well until you find a stranger who is willing to open his or her wallet to give you money for the service and products you offer. Have a positive week.
All right, and that's a wrap for this week's Cut to the Chase moment. Okay, here we go. And that's it. That was your what am I gonna say? All right. I hope it was helpful. If wait. All right.
Live with Lisa TV is always looking for outstanding talent, sponsors, and entrepreneurs. If you want to be involved with production or wish to nominate an outstanding entrepreneur, contact us by visiting livewithlisa.tv.